What is going on, everybody? I'm going to show you what we have here for our nutrient line. Now, I've been doing some research for quite a long time, and this is kind of what I've come up with. Now, I'm using the Scentsyzyme for this round. You know, I kind of stuck a little bit kind of to their line. They use their advanced nutrient line, and but there's a few other ones that I've tossed in there, so let's get into it. I'm gonna show you guys, you know, what you need to get your grow going. All right, first things first. We got our sturdy stock. This is our stock stiffener. This is our silicate. Now, most people are commonly using like the rhino skin, and that's a good brand and all, but this is actually by Emerald Harvest, and they kind of just came up with this. Definitely taken over as far as what you kind of want as your silicate coming in. So this is going to be a little bit better than your rhino skin. It has some it's like ready uptake potassium silicate. So you're getting, you know, as soon as you put it into your soil, your plants are at least being able to absorb a portion of it almost right away. It definitely helps. Better than the rhino skin. I would go with this one. Sturdy stock, not too expensive either. There we go. So our next thing, and I also want to remind you that I'm going to be showing you the order that you want to be doing your nutrient line in. So you want to start with your sturdy stock, you want to start with your silicate, and put that in your water and give it a good shake. You want to make sure the sturdy stock gets around. And then comes the CalMag. It's what we need. We, you know, I stuck with the Scentsy Cals. Like I said, I stuck with their line because with this, they're also giving a little bit extra of the iron, the kelp, and the micronutes versus just the standard bottle of CalMag that just is literally just giving you calcium and magnesium. So as you can see, we're getting a little bit, you know, a little bit of iron, a little bit of zinc. What else? We got a little bit of nitrogen in here. I don't know if that's in all of them or not. But there we go. Like I said, sticking with that. So here's our next thing. And again, this is all heavily researched, and this is the best that I can come up with. Just want to point out this is a cup-winning nutrient. So moving on to another cup-winning nutrient. So here's our base. These are our Scentsy Grow A and B. So basically, you're just going to want to use these, as they say. You know, again, definitely want to follow along with what their guidelines are. I definitely recommend using probably about 1/2 of what it says off the bat, and see how your plants kind of react to it. Definitely the manufacturer wants you to use as much as possible of this, so you're going and buying more. So you want to probably half this down. So what it looks like, you know, 4 mils per liter. So, you know, what are we working with? You know, that's, yeah, 4 mils per liter when it's in the big grow. Use 2 mils per liter when they're smaller plants and 3 to 4 leaves. Use 1 mil, you know, for just cuttings and seedlings. So right now I'm on week 2. I've been putting in about like 2.5 milliliters of each of these, and everything's been working fine. I'm gonna slowly start upping it, but like I said, you know, we're early in the phases here. So that's our next base. So then we're going to start adding in our nutrient here, and I like to go with the Voodoo Juice. So now this is our bacteria. This is our, you know, what helps keep our roots good. This just is an all around good thing for your plants. So basically it says you're going to use it through week 1 and 2 of the grow phase and 1 to 2 of the bloom. So it doesn't want you using too much of this, just kind of right off the bat and let it kind of work its way through. I started off a little higher. It's saying 2 mils per liter. I did 3 mils for the gallon, and again, I know that's still less than half of what the recommendation is, but probably around week 3, week 4, I'll just reduce this down to around 1 mil or 2 per gallon, just to keep everything kind of flowing. And then again, when we go into bloom, I will up it to about probably 3 again for the initial week or 2, just to make sure everything, because we will be switching some of our nutrients up. So then we got our Roots Accelerator Gold. Now this is the good stuff. You're definitely gonna want to use this. This is gonna be, you know, probably one of the more expensive nutrients you're gonna pick up. But either way, this is what's gonna help your plant absorb the nutrients. You know, all of the stuff that we're putting in there. You're gonna want to be able to, you know, basically this is what's keeping everything going. So definitely get that. Then we move on to our B52. So this again is not a Scentsy line, but I definitely do recommend it. This is going to give you your B vitamins along with quite a few other things, but most of your B vitamins down here. This is definitely beneficial, mostly throughout the whole grow. You know, it says all weeks, and then yeah, up to, you know, up to week 3 or so into the flower stage, and that's probably when I'll start weaning it off too. But either way, right now I got some super lemon haze going, and actually that strain specifically lights a little extra of the B vitamins, so I made sure to pick some of that up. Make sure you guys are you know, watching what strains are actually growing, because you're definitely going to want to be, you know, keep an eye on what nutrients they actually require. Some need more than others. Some like a little extra iron. Some like a little extra CalMag. You know, it just depends on what you're working with. So then we move into our last thing. That's our Scentsyzyme. So here again, this is just a nice little root zone kind of helper. It keeps everything moving along down there. This is going to be like a healthy dose of enzymes going in there to help break down the nutrients, kind of keep everything, again, keeping your plant able to absorb all this stuff that we're putting in there. And again, like I've said before, you know, this one wants us to do 2 mils per liter, so that's like what, like over probably like 6.5 or 7.5 for the gallon, and I'm putting in 2.5 for the gallon, so significantly less than half. But all right, so that finishes up with our nutrient line. Now I had all of those nutrients every time I feed. When I first got them in there, I got them kind of as basically clones, but overall the first 2 feedings, which basically lasted about a week, was just straight water, and then the nutrients started going in, and we've done 2 full feedings of nutrients, and probably on this 3rd one I'm going to stick with the same milliliters of each of them, but by our next one after that, we're going to be upping these, and I'll show you guys the plants here next. I just want to say this is also a nice mycorrhizin, so when you're getting your clones or whatever you're using, you want to pick up some of this stuff. It's just kind of like this powder. Basically, you want to drizzle it just like in the soil, kind of like on your roots, and when you put it in and water it up, it's basically like the plant won't see that much of a shock. Going from basically its small little clone stage into a full-size pot, it'll definitely help with that transition and not have them shock so well. So let's go into the grow. We'll see how that looks.